Hey, it's Tara and it's time for Sunday Reads. So this week I finished 4 books. I finished Killer Jam by MacInerney, The Disappearance by Philip Wylie, Bridget Jones' Diary by Helen Fielding, and Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. So I took a break from reading The Disappearance to read a cozy mystery. In the fall time, I sometimes get these wild urges to read cozy mysteries. I wonder why. And so yeah, I took a break to read this one. This one is about a woman, Lucy, who has decided to leave her work in the city to come and live in the country and, make her dream of living the country life. She has bought her grandmother's farm. Her grandmother passed away years ago, and her farm was sold to her grandmother's arch enemy in the town. And Lucy ends up buying it back because the archenemy is, I can't remember her name now. Anyways, the archenemy is trying to get rid of it, and she doesn't know that Lucy is the granddaughter. So she buys this place and then finds out that the woman who sold it to her kept the mineral rights to it and is sending people in to basically rip up her farm and get all of the minerals out from under it, which will basically bankrupt Lucy. And so she's trying to fight it and trying to get out from under that when the woman who sold her the farm is murdered, and Lucy is a prime suspect. So this is a cozy mystery romance, and it was a lot of fun to read. There was a little more description of food than I normally like. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love food and I love reading about food, but it was really odd how it took the spotlight sometimes. I mean, I know that is like a subgenre of the cozy mystery, I think, where they like to talk about food and give recipes and stuff like that, but I wasn't digging it anyways. But yeah, it was an interesting read. I thought it was about 3 stars, typical of the genre, well written, and so on. Philip Wylie's The Disappearance was good. It ended well. I was satisfied. I will probably, no, not probably, Tara. I will do another video on that today. I will do it after I finish putting my hair up. And during that time I will try and figure out exactly what I want to say about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and there was a lot to think about. Bridget Jones' Diary is, as everyone should know, has been made into a movie with Renee Zellweger and Colin Firth, and so I saw that and I really liked it, and I thought maybe eventually I should read the book, so I decided to read it, and I like the movie better. There aren't many books where I would say that, but I do like the movie better. I think reading it, seeing it on screen, watching Renee act it out, the drunken episodes and the smoking and stuff like that, made it seem more human, realistic. I don't know. Something about it was not the same. In the book, I was always stressed out while I was reading it, like, oh my gosh, this is something I can't identify with as far as the drinking and the smoking. But all that being said, I think it really serves to highlight the issues of social expectations of women and beauty regimen, and how you have to be smart and beautiful but not too smart, and just all kinds of things. So it was a bit of a stressful read, and I can't say that I would recommend it. I really thought the movie was better, so we'll go with that. And last was An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and this was recommended to me by Jen at Today in Jen's Library, and it is, how to describe it? It's a young adult fantasy, and it has 2 main characters, Vittorius and Leia. Vittorius is a mask. He is being trained to become a mask, which is sort of like an elite soldier for the Empire. And the masks are notoriously evil. Basically, they like to hurt people for their own pleasure, and they have zero mercy. And that basically seems to describe the entire empire itself. And they have made alliances with other groups, although everyone is pretty much underneath them. But there is one group, the scholars, who they absolutely abhor, and they enslave them, and they treat them like, they don't enslave all of them, but the ones that aren't enslaved are basically controlled, like every little bit of their lives are controlled. And Leia is a scholar, and one night her brother is captured by a mask, and her grandparents are killed, and so she is trying to save her brother, and this story is basically all about how she's trying to save her brother, and how Vittorius, who is the mask in training, is trying to get away from that life because he hates it and he doesn't want anything to do with it, and his conscience can't take it. So I really didn't know anything going into this book except that Jen liked it, and it was good. I thought it was a little too much at some points. Like, you know, I don't mind dark fantasies, but I really hate overpowered evil, and there was a lot of that going on in this book. There is a lot of growth in the main characters, Leia and Vittorius, and I really enjoyed watching them, especially Leia, as the stories went along, and I am interested in seeing what happens next, so I will definitely be reading the next in the story. It seems like it might be getting a little bit lighter. The beginning was, not the beginning, the whole thing was really dark, just terrible, terrible things are happening and being forced to happen. And part of me understands that it's explaining what the Empire is like and, you know, why it needs to be gone, but sometimes it was a bit too much. So if you don't like really, really, really dark situations, you probably kind of want to avoid this one, but there are a lot of bright moments in it, and I expect that as the series continues, it will get brighter, better, I'm not sure. As for now, I'm currently reading Simply Irresistible by Shalvis, which is another book that was recommended by Jen. This is a contemporary romance, and it's cute so far, is what I have to say about it. We've got two broken characters learning to become a whole, basically, and yeah, it's entertaining. I'm enjoying it. And I think later this week I will be reading The Killing Moon by N.K. Jemisin with Paul at Common Touch of Fantasy, and I'm really looking forward to that because this is my first Jemisin novel, and I've been looking forward to doing it. I just kept putting it off, and Paul wanted to read it, and I thought that that was a really good opportunity for me to get that motivation to read it, so I'm looking forward to that. Tonight I have a concert to go to, so I am really excited, and I guess that's it. How are your weekends going? Do you have anything exciting planned next week? What are you reading? Please let me know, and I will talk to you later.